on Hawaiian punch. Oh, you like all this gush? Oh no, you can't get enough. Sipping on Hawaiian punch.
Hey, my name is Adeline Warren, and you're listening to Girl Talk. I like to say that I'm the big sister of the internet. You can watch me fuck up all you want, but hey, maybe we can learn something from it. I hope you enjoy. Hey, bitch. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. So I wanted to make like a whole podcast episode on this because I love this question. Someone said, what is your journey with marijuana, weed, and your struggles / benefits that you've experienced? I saw a podcast episode where Emma Chamberlain was talking about like a whole episode where she was talking just about weed, and then a whole episode that she was talking about just about alcohol. And I feel like these are fun things to talk about because everybody's journey with alcohol and weed is different. And there's always like funny story times, like times that you got too high or times that you got too drunk, and like things that you've learned along the way, and like even just like, you know, our first time trying, any bad experience, because there were some bad experiences, any good experiences, and like what your thoughts about it are now. And I feel like everybody's going to have a different opinion because, hey, weed is legal here in California and weed is legal here in Toronto. But I remember the first time that I ever said that I smoked weed, people were like, oh my God, I like look at you differently now. Like, what the fuck, bitch? I didn't know that you smoke weed. Like, oh my God, you're just saying that's to like look cool. Like, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. People are so judgmental with weed because I feel like it's not legal in a lot of spaces, so it's kind of taboo and not a lot of people talk about it, whether it's like in different countries or even just different states. There's a lot of states that aren't legal here in the US as well, but Canada is legal. We buy our government is our drug dealer. We buy all of our weed from the government, which is kind of crazy to think about. They really just regulate the shit out of the weed here. Here in California, weed is so legal. You know, Justin Bieber, I get my peaches out in Georgia. Yeah, shit. I get my weed from California. That's that shit. I took my chicken to the north. Yeah, badass bitch. I have so many stories about weed, and I would love to just like fucking talk about it because I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of people that I've come across and they're like, oh my God, I love weed. I wake and bake every single day, 420 all day. Love it, love it, love it. I have so many friends like that. And you're like, oh my God, bitch, I didn't expect that from you. Like, there's some people that I work with and I'm like, girl, you wake and bake every day. And she's like, yes. She's like, you didn't notice? And I was like, no, slay. And then I have some friends where they're like, oh my God, I had weed like a couple times and like I had the worst experience ever. It's not for me. It gives me anxiety and I don't do it. And I'm like, girl, respect. Honestly, like it's not for everyone. You know, not everybody has to like the same things that you do. It's totally fine. What's the secret to a great date? It's feeling confident from head to toe. That's why I'm excited to tell you that Lumi Whole Body Deodorant is for your pits, privates, and beyond. Lumi is a game-changing whole body deodorant designed by an OBGYN to work not only on pits, but also feet, privates, and everywhere else you get odor. No matter where you visit, Lumi is clinically proven to block odor all day long thanks to its one-of-a-kind pH-optimized formula. And they've got over 275,000 five-star reviews to show for it. Make the switch to Lumi, and this Valentine's will be all about head-to-toe confidence. I love to keep Lumi just in my car because if it's ever like hot outside or I'm a little bit extra sweaty, I always know that I have it on me. It's created by an OBGYN who firsthand saw how normal BO was being misdiagnosed and mistreated, and it's clinically proven to block odor all day and control odor for up to 72 hours. Lumi's starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, a cream tube deodorant, and 2 free products of your choice, like a mini body wash or mini deodorant wipes, and it has free shipping. So, as a special offer for listeners, new customers will get $5 off a Lumi starter pack with the code GIRLTALK at LumiDeodorant.com. That equates to over 40% of your starter pack when you visit LumiDeodorant.com and use the code GIRLTALK. So, Valentine's is coming up. You know what that means? Maybe a date. Maybe a Galentine's, maybe going out with some friends or going out with that special someone. So when it's time to start thinking about a big weekend or week, celebrate with Hydration Monday with Liquid IV. I love Liquid IV. I love just like putting a Liquid IV in my purse. They're the best. You just put it in your water bottle and I swear it hydrates you so much. I never get a hangover. They say that 1 stick of liquid IV and 16 ounces of water hydrates better than water alone. It has 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks and has no artificial sweeteners, plus 0 sugar in the sugar-free version. It has 8 vitamins and nutrients, and it's non-GMO free, and it's free from gluten, dairy, and soy. The weekends are for getting wild. Have a game plan for Monday with Liquid IV. Grab your Liquid IV Hydration Multiplier sugar-free in bulk nationwide at Costco, or get 20% off your first order when you go to liquidiv.com and use the code GIRLTALK at checkout. Again, that's 20% off your first order when you shop the superior hydration today using the code GIRLTALK at liquidiv.com and use the code GIRLTALK.
Say my name when you go in it. 3 times like you're superstitious.
But let's dive in to the first time that I've ever experienced weed. So the first time that I ever experienced weed, I think it was me, Andre, and my friend. I don't know if he wants us to expose his name because he's like super professional, but it was our friend Jay. So, and he wasn't even a big stoner at the time. I think me and Andre, I think it was before, it was like in the midst of COVID, or maybe it was like in the beginning stages of COVID, and I've always wanted to try it. Like, we're just staying at home. Everybody's so mellow. Everybody says that they smoke weed. I'm like, girl, I have never tried it before. And like, I've always wanted to try. I've always been curious. So it's legal in Canada. It was legal in California. So I think the first time that we tried it, it was me and Andre who wanted to try it for the first time because we both have never tried it. We would like drink occasionally, but it wasn't like, you know, we weren't like huge, like crazy party animals at the time. So it was COVID. I think everybody was staying at home, and like all my friends were like getting high, and I was like, damn, I kind of want to try it. So me and Andre text our friend Jay, and we basically were like, hey, like, we have always wanted to try weed. Like, do you know, like, where do you even buy it? Like, we don't know anything about it. Like, should we smoke? Should we do edibles? Like, I hear, like, there's drinks. Like, there's so many. It's very overwhelming when you first, like, get into it. You're like, what do I even do? Like, when you think of weed, you think of, like, someone smoking a joint or, like, someone smoking out of a bong, which is, like, smoking out of a bong is so intense. And the way that we did it was probably the worst way that you could possibly do it. Yeah, basically, he was like, yes, like, let's do it. I like really looked, he was like kind of like my big brother, so I like really looked up at him and I trusted him. I think that's the main thing, is you need to trust the people that you go with, because, you know, I'm used to it now. Like, before I couldn't like go out because I would get anxiety and like whatever. Doing it for the first time, you should definitely be with people that you trust. Now I've done it to the point where I'm like, you know what, I'm chilling. Like, I know what weed feels like in my system. I know what weed feels like when, you know, I get too high or not high enough or like this or like that. Like, what's the perfect dosage for me? So doing it but with people that you trust is always the best. Don't do it by yourself, because when you do it by yourself, you're like, oh my God, you get paranoid. You're like, Google stuff and then it says you're gonna die, it says you have cancer. Like, girl, don't do it by yourself. Just do it with a friend, someone that you trust. So he's like, okay, I'm gonna get us some stuff and let's do it at my apartment. We could like watch some cartoons or like do something, you know, fun in my apartment. I have like trippy lights and like they're all colorful and it'll just be fun. And Andre and I were like, okay, we're down. So we go over to our friend's apartment, Jay's apartment, and he has these little gummies. So they're like these little strip candy gummies. And I was like, oh my God, this is so fun. Like, we just eat it and then we're high. This is so crazy. So he was like, okay, everybody, you each get one candy strip. We all have one candy strip, and girl, it's insane. Now looking back, we must have had like 10 milligrams each. Like, that is literally insane for your first time getting high. Like, I think if you were getting high for the first time, I would literally give someone like 2 milligrams, not 10. Like, maybe like 1 or 2 milligrams, maybe 3. But like, to start out in your first time, I would just do 1 or 2. If you don't feel anything, whatever. Tomorrow we could try again. So I'm pretty sure that we all had 10. So we all ate the little candy strips. And I remember at first we were just like all talking around his coffee table, and I think we were like playing something on the TV, but it was just like really chill vibes. Oh, I think we ordered a pizza too. It was like the perfect high setting. So we start feeling giggly, and I feel like someone said something funny and I started giggling, and then you can't stop. I like couldn't stop giggling. I was just like in a happy mood. Oops, sorry about that. I was in a happy mood. I was giggling, and then Jay starts giggling too, and then we were both like in a just like a giggly mood. We got the giggles. That's what it is. You get the giggles when you get high. So we were just laughing, and it was a good high, and I felt really good about it. And then Andre, all I remember is Andre was like, guys, I don't feel anything. Like, what is wrong? Like, did I have like a defect one? Like, what should I do? And I was like, Andre, in every movie that I watched, like someone said, oh, I don't feel it. And then they take another one and then they're so fucked. Like, don't take another one. I was like, bitch, this is in the movies all the time. Don't take another one. And then Jay was like, no, it's totally fine. Just take another one. So Andre takes another fucking strip. He takes another fucking strip. Bitch is on like 20 milligrams at this point, I think. And he is like, okay, I'm gonna take another one. He takes another one, and girl, all I remember is I was in a giggly mood, and then every single minute I get higher and higher and higher to the point where I'm like, oh my god, holy fuck, I'm fucking high. And all I wanted to do, I was like so high. I got the munchies. I think we had like the pizza. I ate the pizza. And when I got too high, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna fall asleep because I'm like so high. I'm just gonna fall asleep. And which honestly is the best. Like whenever I feel super high, I'm like, you know what? This will pass. I'm just super high right now. I'm just going to fucking fall asleep. So I fell asleep, and I remember waking up to Andre was high as hell out of his mind. And we literally have videos of this. I don't know if I could show it. Should I show it? I don't know if it's kind of funny. But Andre was high as hell out of his mind. And he was literally like, he had a pizza on his head. He was like walking around like, I don't know. Wait, let me see if I can find it. Look at how high he is. He's just like walking around with the fucking pizza on his head. And we're just like playing high music, like really just vibing. Look at this video. This video sends me every single time. By the way, Andre's holding onto my knees, and I'm literally like half asleep, like half awake, half asleep, because like everyone's like so high. This is Andre. He's on me. Look at me just smiling, just like falling asleep. And then Jay asked Andre, who was like, Andre, what did you just tell me? And Andre's like, I was just dreaming of... He was dreaming of a cookie sandwich. An ice cream cookie sandwich. Like, we were so high out of our minds. And then there was a point where Andre got so high, he just started kind of like, he was like kind of sleeping, he was kind of like twitching, and we were like, oh my god, like, is Andre okay? Like, he might just be like so high out of his mind. So Jay calls his friend, he's like, dude, like, Andre is like sleeping and like twitching, like, this is his first time trying weed, like, is he okay? And the friend is basically like, he's fine. Like, you can't overdose on weed. He's just like really high and like just kind of like twitching out. Like, he's totally fine. Just let him sleep. So that's all I remember. And I was like, I am too high for this. I'm going to fall back asleep. So I fell back asleep, and I was like, these people can deal with it. I was like, hopefully Andre doesn't die. But you can't die from too much weed. It's like a thing. You can't die, which I know now. But at the time I was like, oh my god, Andre's gonna die. But no, I was like, I need to fall asleep because I cannot deal with this. So we wake up the next day, and we were just like laughing and like looking back at all the videos that we took last night, and we were like, oh my god. So after that experience, I felt like it was just like a lot. So I didn't have weed for a really long time after that. So Valentine's is coming up. You know what that means? Maybe a date. Maybe a Galentine's, maybe going out with some friends or going out with that special someone. So when it's time to start thinking about a big weekend or week, celebrate with Hydration Monday with Liquid IV. I love Liquid IV. I love just like putting a Liquid IV in my purse. They're the best. You just put it in your water bottle, and I swear it hydrates you so much. I never get a hangover. They say that 1 stick of Liquid IV and 16 ounces of water hydrates better than water alone. It has 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks and has no artificial sweeteners. plus 0 sugar in the sugar-free version. It has 8 vitamins and nutrients, and it's non-GMO free, and it's free from gluten, dairy, and soy. The weekends are for getting wild. Have a game plan for Monday with Liquid IV. Grab your Liquid IV Hydration Multiplier sugar-free in bulk nationwide at Costco, or get 20% off your first order when you go to liquidiv.com and use the code GIRLTALK at checkout. Again, that's 20% off your first order when you shop the superior hydration today using the code GIRLTALK at liquidiv.com and use the code GIRLTALK.
Say my name when you go in it. 3 times like you're superstitious.
My friends would occasionally have joints, and I would hit it once or twice, but I never really found my sweet spot that I really genuinely liked with weed. I feel like I was I tried the edibles, that was a little too much for me. I tried the joints, that was a little too much for me. I tried a bong. That shit gets you so high so quick. It isn't my favorite. And then I found my sweet spot, which I feel like I found a year or two ago, which is just edibles. And edibles was perfect for me because my least favorite thing about getting high is coughing. I can't deal with doing the joints and doing the bongs and coughing, feeling like you're gonna fucking die, needing water after. Maybe I'm not a pro. Maybe people are just better stoners than me, but hey, I'll accept it. I'm not a good stoner. I cough after I have a joint or I have a bong rip. So my sweet spot, my favorite thing is edibles. And hey, my singer friends love edibles too because, smoking is not really good for their voice. So they always do edibles. So I found my sweet spot with edibles. I think my sweet spot is 5 milligrams to feel good. I feel good. I get the munchies. Sex feels great. Girl, nobody told me sex is unreal high. That's all I have to say, girl. Nobody told me that. Nobody told me that except for Andre. Andre was like, you need to try sex high. And I was like, no, I'm good. No. I tried it and Andre's like, I fucking told you, dude. He was like, I told you, it's the best feeling ever. So 5 milligrams is my perfect amount for just feeling good, being relaxed, watching TV, getting the munchies, just sinking into the couch, having great sex type of vibe. They always say alcohol in the streets and weed in the sheets, and I couldn't agree with anything more. That is my favorite thing. That's my sweet spot. It's just 5 milligrams edibles, specifically gummies. I love gummies. No, actually, specifically in California, they have just way cuter shit. I feel like in Canada, it's so government regulated that they just have, the regular standard, gummies. And it's honestly really expensive. I remember I bought these 2-pack of 2.5 milligram edibles or something like that. And it was $10. Whereas here you could get a huge pack for $10, $15. But my favorite are the gummies. And then they have, I don't know what the brand is called, but they're these Rice Krispie edibles. It is so good. They're literally Rice Krispies, and I think they're in this pink packaging, and those are my favorite edibles. I always ask my boyfriend, I'm like, can you get me those? He knows that they're my favorite, and I can't find them in every store, but those are my favorite, the Rice Krispie ones. And I think they're 10 milligrams each, so I'll just take a half. That's my sweet spot. Same with the gummies. A lot of the gummies here in California are 10 milligrams each, so I just take a half. But those are the best. And I hate that when I first started taking, edibles and talking about weed, people were like, no wonder you're becoming to sound stupid. Smoking makes you stupid and makes you have a bad memory and blah, 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 blah. Girl, so does alcohol. Alcohol gives you a little fuzz after. Girl, it's everything in moderation, Same with coffee. Coffee's not the best for you. There's so many side effects of coffee, but you don't see anybody saying shit. It's just because it's more of a taboo thing. Girl, there's so many successful, smart, brilliant people that smoke weed and hey, am I the smartest person in the world? I don't fucking think so. Am I the dumbest person in the world? I don't fucking think so either. I think I'm doing just fine. I don't know. I like my life. I like where I'm at right now. I don't think I'm stupid after taking some, all these edibles. It's the same as drinking alcohol, Drinking alcohol affects your brain over time. Trust me. I know alcoholics and I know how it affects your brain over time. And it's the same with everything. It's everything in moderation. Like, am I having edibles every single night? No. Do I do it like once in a while, like for fun on the weekends? Hell yeah. It's the same with alcohol. Am I drinking alcohol every day? No. But am I having fun on the weekends? Like, fuck yeah, I am. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think it's like, people were tripping me out when I first started talking about edibles. They're like, you're going to become stupid. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to become stupid. Like, But it's just not a thing. It's like I think people are just very judgmental about weed, and people are very judgmental, and they think that weed is the gateway drug. Like, girl, I take edibles and I have weed, and like Kris Jenner talks about weed all the time. They literally filmed a fucking like episode at the fucking like California weed store, keeping up with the Kardashians. Like, Kris Jenner smokes weed. People always say like weed is the gateway drug. That's what they said in my school. Isn't that crazy? In health class, they were like, weed is the gateway drug. Like, don't smoke weed. Weed is, the devil. Like, blah, 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 blah. Bitch, I smoke weed and I don't think about, smoking heroin every day. Like, what? Weed is not the gateway drug. Like, what? I'm not thinking about doing cocaine. Girl, weed is not the gateway drug. I was like, saying alcohol is the gateway drug. Like, girl, we all have, like, what? That is not a thing, There's a lot of people that I know that smoke weed. They're not trying to do hard drugs. They're not trying to do ketamine. They're not trying to do this, not trying to do that. It's just like, I don't know. I don't know where people come up with these things, but it's just not a thing. And it's just like alcohol. I don't know. I personally view, and like, hey, maybe you agree with me, maybe you don't, but I personally view weed the same as alcohol. Maybe it's just because I grew up in California and Toronto, where it's just very normalized. But I don't know. I don't think that it's like a gateway drug. I don't think it's like the devil's drug or something bad or like whatever. I just look at it as, something fun to do on the weekends, which is just like drinking alcohol and like doing something socially, or like, smoking weed, or like taking an edible and like doing something socially. And there's actually so many benefits of weed, CBD, especially, people, if they have, lower, back pains, you can put CBD on your back pains. I will do like CBD massages, and it feels so great. It's like CBD has so many great, amazing, natural, it's like fucking herbs. Like, but again, it's everything in moderation. If you're doing too much, like, that's crazy, That's insane. If you have body pains, CBD helps a lot. If you have trouble with sleeping, CBD or even just like weed helps a lot. If you have trouble eating, CBD smoking helps a lot. I know a lot of my friends, they have trouble eating, they have trouble smoking, or they have trouble sleeping, they have trouble like just like body pains, and weed helps. It's like, I feel like if you find the thing that works for you, that's all that matters, Oh my God. And speaking of weed or CBD being good, guys, I'm pretty sure, I have this for Blue. Blue has like little CBD little treats, and the vet gave it to me for when she goes on flights, or if there's ever like fireworks. Blue isn't the type of dog. I know that some dogs are really scared of fireworks. Blue doesn't really get affected by fireworks. We were at, I think it was in Paris's version of 4th of July. It's called Bastille Day. And they had like these huge, beautiful fireworks, and they were all coming out of the Eiffel Tower, and it was so gorgeous. And Blue is just like, I don't know, she's not really affected by it. If anything, like if she's inside of the apartment, she doesn't really like bark or anything. But I like wanted to go out with her, and she was like barking at the fireworks. She's like, "Rawr, rawr," and she wants to go to the fireworks. Like, she was going towards them. But I don't know. I thought it was like kind of funny. I don't know. I feel like Frenchies are kind of like that. I saw so many TikToks or reels, and they're like, is this normal for Frenchies? And it's like fireworks going off, and they're just like so like unaffected by it, and they're just like kind of chill. But yeah, CBD is great. Blue has it. The vet gave it to me for like fireworks, because I was nervous about that, and like long flights, which honestly I gave it to her like when we were first flying, me and Blue. But after a while, Blue just started getting used to flying, and like Blue is so good with flying. Whenever I travel with her, which it hasn't been a lot recently, she just goes in the seat in front of me. She goes in her little carrier bag, and she just knows the drill. Like when we go from Toronto to LA, it's about like 5 hours, and she just goes in her little kennel or her little little bag, and she's just like, she just looks at me and she knows it's the drill. She falls asleep for the next 5 hours. We go pee before because there's a little pee area at LAX, and we go pee after because there's a pee area in Toronto outside. But yeah, she has the whole routine down. I was just a little nervous when we were going from LAX to Paris because that was the 10-hour flight. So that's like double the longest flight that we've ever been on together. So I was really nervous, and I had the treats ready just in case she got a little antsy because, like, hey, I got antsy. Like, it comes to a point where you're like, oh my God, like, this flight is so fucking long. But the best flights is when you like stay up all night the night before, and then you can like sleep the whole flight. And Blue does that too. Blue will like stay up with me. I think that's what we did in Paris. We like stayed up all night the day before, just packing. Like, Blue would be around me and she'd follow me, and like, I keep the lights on so she thinks it's daytime. And then when it's actually the flight, both of us, we just knock out. I didn't even give her the CBD treats. But yeah, I don't know. CBD is used for many things, like for dogs and stuff like that. What's the secret to a great date? It's feeling confident from head to toe. That's why I'm excited to tell you that Lumi Whole Body Deodorant is for your pits, privates, and beyond. Lumi is a game-changing whole body deodorant designed by an OBGYN to work not only on pits, but also feet, privates, and everywhere else you get odor. No matter where you visit, Lumi is clinically proven to block odor all day long thanks to its one-of-a-kind pH-optimized formula. And they've got over 275,000 5-star reviews to show for it. Make the switch to Lumi, and this Valentine's will be all about head-to-toe confidence. Smells like a second date to me. And for a special offer, new customers will get $5 off the Lumi Starter Pack with our exclusive code. Use the code GIRLTALK at LumiDeodorant.com. That's LumiDeodorant.com. I love to keep Lumi just in my car because if it's ever like hot outside or I'm a little bit extra sweaty, I always know that I have it on me. The Lumi Whole Body Deodorant is my favorite. It's seriously safe to use anywhere on your body. It's created by an OBGYN who firsthand saw how normal BO was being misdiagnosed and mistreated. And it's clinically proven to block odor all day and control odor for up to 72 hours. She's baking soda free and paraben free. It's pH balanced for safe use below the belt. It's clinically proven to control odor better than a shower with soap alone. Lumi Starter Pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, a cream tube deodorant, and 2 free products of your choice, like a mini body wash or mini deodorant wipes, and it has free shipping. So as a special offer for listeners, new customers will get $5 off a Lumi Starter Pack with the code GIRLTALK at LumiDeodorant.com. That equates to over 40% of your starter pack when you visit LumiDeodorant.com and use the code GIRLTALK.
Say my name when you go in it. 3 times like you're superstitious.
Next up, what would Rihanna do? Because wild thoughts. When I'm with you, all I get is wild thoughts. Rihanna, please don't sue me. This is just what I ask myself when I'm feeling insecure. I ask myself, what would Rihanna do? So I don't know. That's what I call my Q&A. What would Rihanna do? Today, I decided to ask you guys some questions, or you guys asked me some questions, all anonymous. And if you guys do want to ask me any questions, it's just on my spam account on Instagram. It's called Not Adeline on Instagram. And they're all anonymous. So I told you guys, ask me some TMI questions because you will have no repercussions because you will not be in the video. It's all anonymous. Someone said, the first question, they said, are you choosing to have kids before 30? I have talked to my boyfriend about this, and we have talked about it because, we see our friends, and like, he's obviously older and he has friends that have kids and they have multiple kids. And, we were just hanging out with his friends the other day, and like, some people like brought their kids, and like, it always like, you always ask yourself, you're like, oh my God, like they're having kids. Like, should I be having kids? Like, oh my God, like, is it like these people are doing it? Like, should I be doing it? And whatever. And like, you really ask yourself, you're like, oh my God. And I think kids are really cute. We were hanging out with his friends, and like someone had like a newborn baby. It was literally like a month old, and they let everyone hold the baby, and it was like a month old. I was like, oh my God, it was actually like the cutest baby I've ever seen in my entire world. And I was like, oh my God, you're so cute. And they weren't loud either. Like, they weren't yelling and like crying and screaming. Like, they were so well behaved. I was like, oh, they're so cute. But do I want kids right now? No, not really. I think I really love my life right now, and I love Blue. Blue's my little fur baby. I don't know if she's necessarily a baby, but hey, I take care of her, and she's a lot because of me. But yeah, choosing to have kids before I'm 30, I really don't see that. But hey, I always change my mind, so you never know. Only time will tell. But I don't see that for myself in the next 5 years. And we've talked about it, and I don't think he's at a point in his life where he wants kids within the next 5 years. I think we have our whole lives, to have kids. And yeah, I feel like when you have kids, I want to feel ready and I want to feel excited about it, and I don't want to feel rushed. So the next 5 years, I don't really think so, but hey, only time will tell. Next question. Someone said, how do you boost your libido? And for anyone asking, that's kind of, because I didn't know what this was. Libido is just like your sex drive. So how do you boost your libido, or how do you boost your sex drive? And I feel like every horny girl that has ever been in existence has once had a time in her life where she thought she was asexual. Tell me I'm wrong. Every horny person were they not in a relationship where they thought that they were asexual? I swear to God. I swear to fucking God. Every sex addict probably thought that they were asexual at one point. So how do you boost your libido, and how do you boost your sex drive when you feel like you just have a low sex drive, or you just aren't in the mood anytime, and you feel like, oh, my friends are talking about their sex lives, and why do I never feel horny, or why do I never, XYZ? Here are some things that I feel like help. First of all, working out. And I know you're going to roll your eyes at this because you're like, girl, don't tell me work out. Working out really does make you horny. Girl, it's like a thing. Especially leg day. Leg day, it's a thing. Me, my friends always joke about it. It's like leg day. And it's time to hit out with the little fuck buddy. Because leg day, working out your legs really makes you horny and boosts your libido. Girl, well, I don't know if it boosts your libido, but it makes you horny. My friend told me that she had an orgasm doing those little leg workouts. And one of my friends' orgasm was on the treadmill. It's a thing. Girls can do it. I swear to God. But yeah, working out definitely boosts my horniness. I think another thing to boost your libido, honestly, it's kind of like, how I said that I do my hair and makeup to get ready for the day to really be productive. I honestly feel like getting ready, doing your hair, doing your makeup, wearing an outfit that makes you feel sexy or makes you feel hot, that honestly boosts my confidence and makes me want to have sex more. Even just shaving my vagina. I always feel like I'm not as horny when I don't feel my best. When you have little pimples, or you have little imperfections, and you're like, ugh, I feel like shit. But the second that I put my makeup on, my hair on, I put a cute outfit on, I'm like, wait a minute, I look kind of good. And then you feel horny. I feel like that also helps. Another thing, because I always thought, because my friends would always talk about squirting and being really wet and a waterfall down there, and I'm like, girl, am I crazy? Am I dry down there? But turns out they're just excessively super wet, and I'm just normal. A normal amount of wetness down there. But I was so insecure about it at the time. I was Googling how to have a wetter pussy. I was like, maybe I just have, a dry pussy, and I don't know, what should I do? So I Googled it. I found a lot of girls on YouTube, and they were talking about it, and I found this pill. I call this my wet ass pussy pill, and I recommend it to all my friends because I found it and I genuinely think that it works. So it's called, and I linked this on my Amazon storefront because I'm trying to be an Amazon girly. But it's kind of down here, but I call it WAP vitamins. They're the omega-7 soft gels, premium organic Himalayan sea buckthorn oils, and it just looks like this. It's in orange packaging. It's omega-7 sea buckthorn oil, and I showed my my skincare technician friend, and she was like, oh my God, omega-7 sea buckthorn oils. I always recommend that to my drier clients, the older clients where maybe they have more matured skin and they need more hydration. Omega-7 sea buckthorn oil is really good for that. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm hydrating my pussy while hydrating my skin. Are you kidding me? This pill is everything in one. And she's like, not that expensive. I think it's $24, $25. But yeah, I started taking these and I felt so hydrated, bitch. I felt so hydrated. My pussy was wetter. Like, I asked the person that I was hooking up with at the time, I'm like, you notice anything different? And they're like, oh my God, you're so wet. And I'm like, oh my God, these like people actually notice a difference. But yeah, that I consider my wet ass pussy pills, and they are the best. But I think I'm gonna end the podcast. I almost said vlog. I think I'm gonna end the podcast here. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you guys ever need anything, I'm always here, same place, same time, every Wednesday on my Girl Talk podcast channel, on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, anywhere that you can listen to podcasts. If you have any questions, girl, go on my spam account, not Adel, and ask me some questions because I want to answer them for you. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts if you're on YouTube. Comment any thoughts down below. Give this video a like if you're on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Make sure to give this podcast a 5-star rating because it helps me out a lot. But I hope that you guys enjoyed. I'm always here if you need to talk. Same place, same time. Love you guys. Bye. Did you like that episode? I really hope that you did. If you haven't already, then make sure to watch last week's episode or the week after. Just click on the links, whatever it is. And I hope that you guys enjoyed. Also, be sure to subscribe because it helps me a lot. But I love you, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Bye.
Feel it rush, sipping on Hawaiian punch. Squeeze the sides, feel it rush, sipping on Hawaiian punch. Know you like all this gush? Oh no, you can't get enough. Sipping on Hawaiian.